What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 106 of Tales from the Flipside. We are going through a little technical difficulties, but we're going to pull through. So I'm going to go ahead and start off the show this week. I am Bryan with Tales from the Flipside, and these are my good friends. Go ahead and introduce yourself, gents.
Hey, sorry, Z. Paul here. Second week in a row. Maybe make a streak. We'll see how many I can come back for. So
you're starting your new Iron Man run. I like it.
Yeah.
Of 3.
Happy to be here.
Happy President's Day, everybody. This is Jon Z, and we are Paul's Probsling through this broadcast.
Yeah. What happens when I come back?
See, we try to be professional. It just doesn't work out. We just become less professional. So, Deno, what's up, boys? We got some interesting news. So, Paul got some cards today. So,
Ooh.
I was gonna say, what news? I don't know what you're talking about.
Reeling them in.
Paul's into baseball cards. Oh God.
He goes, "What am I gonna do with these? Throw them away?" He's already a card collector.
Yeah, I'm like, I know nothing about sports really. And then I go buy cards and I'm like, okay, if I open this, I don't get anything. Dino's like, well, you could save it for if the guy ever hits. And I'm like, let's just throw it away. Wow, send them to you. You're close enough and drop them off at your house.
Now you
can be my safety deposit box.
I bought some of those Walgreens packs last week, and I opened them on the cardboard cruise show we did. Was that Thursday?
That was fun.
I think so.
It was fun with some of the guys from the collectibles, but I had 4 packs when I started the day and was ready to open 4 on the show. And then my 7-year-old saw him and was like, Dad, can I open one? And then my 10-year-old saw it and was like, can I open one? I'm like, that's cool. You're going to do it on video, though. So if you get anything good, I can, we can share it. Be excited.
They get a super fractor and then actually get too excited and dropping it and ding a corner.
No, there's even better. We're sitting there going through it. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then, we're all like, all right, pack's done. Cool. Then looking at about 20 minutes later after the video, oh, shit, there's $100 yellow Boba Fett. Jeez. We could have been excited, but we didn't know.
That's going to be me. I don't know.
Fun of it, dude.
Every card.
I got to go through those packs like 4 times to figure out, is this something special or is this normal?
I have no idea.
I love it, dude. That's the fun of it to me is being exciting and new and something that we don't know a lot about, but we want to learn type deal. I think that's the best part about it. So
I got to step back because there was a minute I was buying $200 boxes and not knowing what I'm doing. And I'm like, I'm just going to go back to $10 packs.
Yeah. So I went to Meijer on the way home. I didn't have I was going to go later, and then my wife said she'll pick up the kids. So I didn't get to use the gift card yet because, of course, it was at home. So
I've heard more about this gift card.
I still have it. It's right here. So, but anyway, I was actually really surprised that they had this. It's the Donruss basketball, but it has
the optics.
No, not the optic. It's just
Kobe on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was the last one there, and I'm like, I'm surprised that any.
You never leave a fallen soldier behind.
I never do. I didn't expect Kobe stuff to be around.
I think it's cool that you bought it, and I didn't see any of those Donruss blasters ever. I just saw the packs.
Is that this year's?
Yeah.
Huh.
So you have a chance of pulling a Zion out of there, which is not
he's
bad.
on the side too. So I don't know.
And it's an autograph or a memorabilia card in there too. You get one.
So I have nothing. I don't know. I don't even know how much it was. $20, something like that.
Yeah, they're usually about $20.
So I have I have nothing.
So for those of you guys that don't know, hold that up again, Paul. So those size boxes are called blaster boxes, if I'm correct.
Yep.
And those blaster boxes are usually about $20 a box, and they usually have 7 to 10 packs in them, and they will usually have like a memorabilia or an autograph card in a box.
Yeah, it says 1 autograph or memorabilia card per box on average. So you could get more than 1 or you could get 0.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
they do that.
We know where Paul's going to land.
Yep.
Oh yeah, can't wait. So we'll see. I'm into it.
No, you'll get a relic card or some Jersey guy of Darius Miles or some shit you never heard of.
Yeah, you'll get Danny Manning, like I got.
Danny Manning.
I got a Danny Manning auto that's going to Sean too because he's in a Clippers jersey at the time.
Yeah, but I told Dino, I'm like, so if I buy this, can I even break even? He's like, no, it's kind of like comics. You just open them and it's just for the fun of it. But I have nothing vested in it. So I'm like, so I'll just.
And then he's like, so you could pull a 101, and I'm like, it's kind of like finding a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first print #1 in a $1 box. You
It could happen,
but it's probably highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go too deep on my first trek, but we'll see what happens.
And that's the Star Trek cards, man.
Just wait.
Mike, 100%, Ozzy, 100%.
It's bad, Mike, if they'll let me on for all these shows and you can't even make a guest appearance.
We'll wait till John's sick one day. We'll just
Good luck, guys.
We'll sort this out.
You have to put a 10-second censor on that guy.
Yeah. It actually might bring our YouTube podcast more popularity.
Yeah.
It's true. I don't know. Go either way.
He's the missing link.
I'm not sure him and Paul can exist on the same screen.
So, Brian, what's I'm not trying to beat this dead horse. So what's the best thing I could pull out of here? Autograph Zion or an autograph Kobe?
Probably an autograph Zion. Dino brought this up on the Card Crew show that we did with collectibles, I believe, where he kind of talked about one of the problems right now with Kobe passing is he had cards that he was going to sign for these sets that are redemption cards. So people are pulling a redemption card that says, you're guaranteed one Kobe Bryant autograph.
Oh, ouch.
And he's not around to sign them anymore. If you get a redemption card, it's usually 90% of the time it's because the player just hasn't had the time to sign them yet, right?
He could be with Tupac.
Yeah, but there could be things signed like they probably got 1,000 sticker autographs of Kobe. They just haven't made the card yet or something.
Yeah. Well, or yeah, I mean that's the best hope for it. They have a bunch of old Kobe signatures from some back in the day, and they just stick one on. I mean,
it's always the backup plan.
There you go, brother.
Ari Shafir autograph from Kobe cards.
Oh my God! Did you just hear that?
No.
My brother said, "How much for Ari Shafir autographs on Kobe cards?"
Wow,
oh, could you? Oh, I hate to even say that, but that would be kind of funny.
That would be funny.
Yeah,
I'd laugh.
All right, you guys get any pickups this week?
I did, but I want to wait unless nobody else has anything.
I mean, I bought, since Paul bought some shit, I bought some shit. I bought some tops.
See, that's what I was gonna buy, Brian, but then
I bought a bunch of fat packs. I bought like 1 billion fat packs. So I bought all the fat packs out of Walmart, and these are the Walmart blasters. I mean,
well, it's kind of interesting because those blasters for those tops have a cool memorabilia card in it this year. They have.
Oh, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. Hold on. Where the fuck are they? Yeah, they're real cool, man. They're cool like these boys. Look at that. Yeah, real cool. Real cool. I'll throw these fucking things away.
You're gonna eat your words when you pull your memorabilia card out of the blaster and those ones because they're old school reprinted rookies, but they have a little gold and silver or bronze rookie medallion on it.
Dude,
so it's actually kind of cool.
Dude, I got some. Dude, I'm looking in my drawer. This is the Sean Leggett drawer of hidden gems. Victor Robles rookie cards. I still haven't bagged and tagged. Oh my god, Juan Soto cards.
Yeah, a bunch of $2 and $3 cards.
That's
how they make a lot of money.
When's the last time you bought a comic, Dino?
Ooh boy.
I'm just gonna start calling Chris the Magic Man because I remember Don Makowski from the Green Bay Packers. Sorry,
6 months maybe. I don't know. I don't chase anymore, man. Everything's too expensive. We were talking about it on a Cardboard Crew, me and Trey. Everything's blown out, dude. I mean,
yeah.
when you could buy stuff. Z remembers this. Back when me and Z started this boy, it's like we could get books for like key books, like big key books for not like. Remember we found the Tomb of Dracula 10 for like $20 in Indy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like whatever, bro. Like I found one for my first buy back in was a Craigslist ad out of Alabama, maybe. It was Tomb of 10 and Flash 117 first boomerang for $100 for both of them. I mean,
yeah. That's way gone, and that's way gone in cards too.
Well, and I don't listen. The speculation is tough in comics, and I'm out of that. I'm purely buying. I'll say some investments, but more just shit I want. And there's nothing wrong with wanting some shit.
Yeah, here's a perfect example of I'll call Magic Man Chris. He says, I went to Walmart last Thursday and the shelves were full of Optic basketball. I only bought 2 blasters, went home, pulled a Zion and a Morant base rookie out of the same blaster, went back the next day to get more, and they had cleaned them out. Yeah, these days, if you just don't buy them all, you're going to be disappointed.
I want to go back. I'd have to scroll for a long time, but that picture from Myers, that sale, remember that, like, buy one get one half off or whatever? I didn't know that. I didn't know. You guys should have talked me into buying them that day.
I think I did, and you said I'm busy. I got things to do.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, but
So I'll keep an eye out for their sales from now on. I don't know.
Yeah, Myers had great sales. I mean, honestly, I do. It's buy one, half one. I mean, that's why we got all those prisms for McClay off of Super Seal. So
big shout out to Tony. Tony found some Optic basketball, and I think he broke up what he found into 3 lots, and he's sending me a couple. He's sending Doc Joe a couple, and maybe Keith a couple, I think. So yeah, hey, if any of you guys are out there and you go to your Walmart and you find any of those Optic basketball, and you're not a collector, buy them up, and I'll pay you to send them out to me. So if that's something that you want to do.
So Paul doesn't know. Yeah. So yeah, you did get that box from me.
Yeah. So
I didn't want to. I don't know what's been going on.
You want to talk about the drama?
Yeah, hold on.
I heard it was wrong door, but that's the last thing I
I'll
heard.
let Deno tell the drama while I go get something.
So so McClay, so this all started because I was at Myers, and this was when last year's Prism came out, and I said there's like 3 megas, there's a bunch of stuff, and this was when stuff was going crazy. Plus, it was buy one get one half off. So I'm like, I don't want it because I'm not a big basketball dude. I mean. But I'll get it from McClay. McClay's like, I'll buy them all. I'll PayPal you the money, no big deal. And I'm like, cool, I'll just throw on my credit card, no big deal. So 6 months goes by because we're all busy people. And I said, hey, McClay, I'm finally going to send it to you. What's your address? So he sends me your address. Now, every time I do this, I usually double confirm what the address is. I'm like, hey, this is what you sent me, is right? But I didn't. I was like, oh, McClay knows. He knows his own address. So I just sent it out. And he put 1905 or whatever his address is. And he's like, oh, is that what I put? I'm like, yeah, dude. And I said it. It's probably like $300 worth of cards, probably, or boxes or whatever. I mean, it's not like it's cheap, but I put insurance on it for him too. And I go, he goes, oh, that's not my address. My address is 1985 or whatever it is. Well, it's the house next, like across the street from him. So he goes over there, knocks on the door, no answer. They're not home. I'm like. Now, if I open it up, now I did put Bryan McClay on the thing and stuff, and I opened it, and I didn't like have him sign for it or anything. So I, which probably helped me in the long run because it's not his right address. But he went to go open, or he went over there, no answer. Went back the next day. They don't want to like open the door for him because he's this wild hippie man. So they like leave it on the doorstep. And he just walks over and casually grabs it as their Ring cameras watching him, and they're going to post on the news that somebody's stealing their packages.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. So did they not open it, or?
No, they didn't open it.
Thank God they didn't open it. But like Deno said, I went over there and knocked on the door. Nobody answered, but I could hear their dogs going off, and then I could hear them going, shh, be quiet, be quiet. So I sat there for a little longer, and I came back, and I knocked again a couple hours after the show. Same thing. So I left a note on the door saying, hey, here's my name. I live 2 houses down. My buddy sent a thing. Blah, blah. The next day I went over there, like Deno said, and the box is just sitting at the door, and they removed the note. So I just think that they just they're new.
They didn't want to talk to the scary hippie.
Yeah, they didn't want to talk to the scary hippie.
Don't bring them over a fruitcake or anything.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's probably bad that I was wearing a hockey mask, but
on your way to the Casey Jones convention.
Yeah. So, anyways, like it was. Thank God I got them because for pickups, I'll just run through basically what some of the good stuff I got out of there. Basically, I I got, you guys know the big names, Zion and Morant and Hachimura and RJ Barrett. Those are like some of the big rookies. So I got this. This is all out of the stuff that Deno either had. He opened a couple boxes for me, while we were doing the card breaks, and then he sent me the rest. So this is all the stuff. So a Hachimura purple wave auto, I think they call it, which is kind of cool.
It's the wave.
Yeah. And then I didn't realize this, but one of the Hachimuras I got in there was the silver Hachimura. So there's a silver Hachimura. This is a red cracked ice of that dude from Detroit, Sekou. Is that his name, Deno?
Yeah, Sekou Doumbouya.
Yeah. And two of these Nasir Littles, one a silver and one a pink purple wave. I got a silver Kawhi, which is nice. But these were the big boys. The big boys were where they are. So I feel bad. I don't feel bad, but I kind of feel bad for people like Doc Joe and Trey because they bought a bunch of these and they were unable to pull a single base Zion. And out of the stuff Deno got me.
Yeah, we pulled one on my first box.
Yeah, three base Zions. So these are at least $100 each, right? So, which is nice.
So those are from Walmart boxes.
Yeah, and then I got this green Ja Morant prism. It's horribly off-centered, but if you look at most of the colored prisms from this set, they're off-centered. They seem off-centered, especially for the bigger rookies. But
that's an easy way of fucking you, not getting you a 10.
Yes, yeah. So I easily made my money up on that stuff, if not made a pretty nice little profit. So, but here's a couple more things. I got my
comics. Oh shit!
I got some comics. Yeah, I got my my shipment from Ben C, and this shipment was a good one this week or this month. I got my plot number 1.
I like that cover.
I do like that cover. I got the Venom Shattered variant, which is badass.
Nice.
And this is my favorite one. It's the Silver Surfer Black number 1. That is badass, man.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So I was pretty stoked about that. I got those from
Definitely
good old Ben C. But here's the big guy. And for those of you guys that know, I love me some Bowman Mega, right? The thing that started it all for the card collecting on Flipside. This is the stuff that when it came out last year in May, I kind of brought it up on the show and told everybody we need to buy this, and it turned into all this wackiness from the cards. So I purchased me.
Is that a case?
A couple of them.
What the fuck? Were those the Target from Target?
Yeah.
How many is that?
I'm not gonna say.
So what's in those boxes? That's the big
so what's in those is a matter of fact. Here, let's just do this real quick.
And they're done. Like those are not at Target anymore. They're 2019.
These are not at Target anymore. And the reason why it's good to bring this up, let's just do this real quick, and I'll show you what's.
Oh man, let's go.
What's so important about these, right? And what's so important about these
2019s?
These are 2019. So and
is this the Arizona League?
No, this is the Bowman Baseball. Bowman Baseball is owned by Topps, and what Bowman does is it keys mostly in on prospects. So you get a lot of very first cards out of Bowman. And this is the product that I pulled all the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Rookie autos out of. I pulled that number to 25 Vladdy, pulled a bunch. I mean, this stuff just has been really pack luck for me. But this is the reason why everybody's looking for this, all right? So you can see in the box it's got like 6 packs. And Topps, which owns Bowman, started doing this, I think, in 2017. So you get 4 regular packs of stuff, and you're never going to get a hit out of these. I've never pulled a hit. I'm not going to say never, but like I've never pulled a hit, and I've opened probably 40 to 50 of these boxes, right? And what these are your base cards. You can pull high dollar cards of this. I mean, like the Wander Franco PSA 10 is probably a $200 card. I mean, you could pull some decent stuff out of this, but I'm just going to leave these unopened, okay? Because I think I'm going to find a better use for these. Maybe figure out a way to give these away as some type of cool thing, because you still can't pull good stuff out of that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's not terrible. I pulled a lot of Wander Francos out of that. And Wander Franco is the number one prospect in baseball. And that is why this product is so amazing, right? So if you could have saved a bunch of 2011 Topps update boxes and not open them, okay, you have a chance of pulling a Mike Trout rookie in there, right? But how many boxes are you going to pull a Mike Trout out of? I mean, I've seen Phil Hughes open probably 5 or 6 boxes until he finally pulled one. Those boxes are going for probably like $2,000 a box, okay? Now, I'm not saying I'm going to leave all these unopened, but they have some really good prospects first cards in here. They got the Wander Franco, they got the Noelvi Marte, the Julio Rodriguez, and the Joey Bart. Those are 4 stud prospects that you can pull out of there, their first card and their first autos.
And that's like that's like the prism boxes, Paul, that I was talking to you about while you're on this like last year's prisms. You can get a box for they're like $20 for a little blaster box, and you're going for $80 right now.
Yeah. So you can leave them unopened, but my thing isn't, I'm not necessarily going to leave them unopened. I might leave most of them unopened, but I'm going to open a lot too, because what do you want to pull out of these are these 2 packs. You get 2 packs of 5 cards each of a special refractor called a Mojo refractor. And in these packs, they're just a parallel where they have this really cool, like fractal pattern etched into the card, and they're like holographic, and they're the same cards, but they have that cool pattern in them. But at 1 out of every 4 boxes, you're likely to pull an auto, at least from what I've been doing. And you have a chances to pull those 4 kids I was talking about. You have chances to pull Vladdy Jr. autos, Fernando Tatis Jr. autos, Eloy Jimenez autos, Pete Alonso autos, Joey Bart autos. I mean, it's a lot of really good prospects you can pull autos out of here. So that's my thought process. Like, okay, yeah, these were selling for $20 a box off the shelves. If I can buy them for $30, I'm going to do it every day, because I know there's good stuff in them. And here's the thing, the most important thing to remember here at the end of April, starting of May, the new 2020 Bowman Megabox are going to start showing up in Target. This year's Bowman Megabox for 2020 has a prospect in this set that he's so good that he's out of this world. So his nickname is the Martian. He's a kid from Dominican Republic, I believe. The Yankees picked him up. He's 16 years old or 17 years old. His name's Jason Dominguez. They're putting his numbers up there with Trout for prospect numbers. I mean, this kid is unreal as a 16-year-old. His cards are going to be in the new 2020 Bowman stuff. So you don't even have to pull an auto of his. You can pull one of his Mojo cards and probably sell it for $30 to $100 right out the gate. You know what I mean? And I'll show you. Let's see if we can open these Mojo packs and get any luck in them. But so here's one of the guys I'm looking for is this kid named Julio Rodriguez, right? One of the top 4 prospects. There's his Mojo card right there. So that's probably a $10 to $30 card right there I just pulled, right? So that probably paid for the box if I get it graded. And you guys can see the fractal pattern in it.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. You can't really see it on here because it's like holographic, but it shines like rainbow. So there's that card. But what's even better is I already know there's a hit in here. You guys can't really see it, but you can see the white thick card in between.
Yeah.
So we got a hit in here. It could be an auto. It could just be a numbered to 250 card. So let's see here.
Or it could be a blank plate.
Yeah. So the 2 cards. So this is Taylor Trammell. And then here's the hit. There's an auto. Boom. Right there. Here we go. Live on show. Blaze Alexander auto, Diamondbacks.
That's your boy.
That's my boy. So boom. So that's what I mean. Like your chances, these Bowman Mega Boxes have great chances. And if they keep them $20, $25, if they keep them under $25, great buy. So I'm going to do my best. So boom, there's one hit out of that box, an auto already.
Well, so the other good thing is if you want to even just to invest in these is to get the Target Red card, you get 5% off.
There you go. And not only with that, you get some really good deals on that stuff. So here's the second pack, and there's no major hits, but kind of funny. In the second pack, I pull Blaze Alexander's regular card. and it's his first Bowman. So not only is it his first Bowman that I got, it's his first Bowman auto. So, and this kid is a shortstop. So that makes it even better. Like I'd rather have an outfielder or a first baseman, but if I can get a player,
everyday player,
I'm stoked. So, boom. And then here's another one of those prospects I was talking about. This is one of those young prospects where you can see right there. It says first Bowman right there. Let's see if we can do this here.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it there in the upper left-hand corner. I don't know what that is for you guys, but
left, yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. So there's a perfect example. That box cost me $30, and I pulled, easily probably over $40 on there on just these two cards. You know what I mean?
Go pull a Francis Martis card because
yeah. What happened with him?
He got banned 100 for a whole season for PEDs. The Astros living it up there.
Jesus. Okay, so Magic Man says those Bowman boxes are still at Target. No, they're not. So I had to buy these on the secondary market, and my thought process was if I could find them for like $30 to $33 a box, I'm going to buy them. So that's what I did. I went and found some guys that had sat on some, and they bought them for $19 a box, and boom, instantly, made $10, $15 profit on them. So the new ones will be coming out end of April, start of May. So be looking at, and you can only get these in Targets. As of right now, you can only get, just like the rest of us, brother, just like the rest of us. So anyways, that's my pickups.
Okay. Well, I was going to roll my pickups into one of our discussions tonight because it threw me off that we haven't talked some comics in a minute. So I picked up a comic that I'm a huge fan of. This is my third copy. I sold one, sadly, and wish I hadn't. My lovely wife just brought me a beer. How about that?
Yeah.
It's on camera. This is one of my favorite artists. It's Tally Ho #1 from Bailey Publication.
Yellow.
This, if I've probably talked about it, but it's in years, is Frank Frazetta's first published work.
And it was just the Snowman, right?
Yeah, the Snowman story in here. A debate on whether he had contributions to the cover or not. It is, it's not credited him. It's credited to John Gunta, but he was kind of the kind of working under him there. People say you could see a little bit. Maybe he did some of the work, but this is his first published item. Pretty tough book to find.
Yeah. I've been real quick. Hold on, not to interrupt you, John, but I've been looking for this book for probably 20 years. I've been searching for that book.
Well, it's funny. One of my first books I kind of got back in with, I even think it's before I found Google Plus, was one of these. I got it graded. It was a CBCS 5. And sold it when I upgraded my CGC 7.5 because I'm like, well, I only need one. And it's one of those books I've regretted selling since. I saw this pop up, which is also a CBCS 5. And first thing I did is this my book back? Holy shit. It's not. I have not seen a census, but I can confirm just by looking at the numbers, there's at least 3 or 4 CBCS 5.0s. It seems to be a common grade. I definitely know it's not mine from pictures, but also mine was a little brighter. The colors were brighter, and it had a little rat shoe on it because it was a barn find, quote. But I love this book. It is one that I don't want to say undervalued, but still a little under the radar for Frazetta stuff. But some of the savvy collectors are definitely looking for it because there are not a lot of high grades. There's a few 8s. The one that blows your mind is there is a 9.6 SS Frazetta on the census. I can't remember if that's the church copy or not, but oh my God, that's a book. But these just don't come up a ton. And the people that have them listed are selling them at crazy prices. This one popped up this actually popped up less than I sold mine for 3 years ago. And I'm like, I couldn't hit buy fast enough.
Yeah, not for that difference.
From that, I kind of got talking to the guys, and it's like we should talk some classic artists. this month was actually Frank Frazetta's birth month, so a lot of people are kind of celebrating that on the art groups. Also today, another famous artist from comic history, Curt Swan. Today would have been his 100th birthday. So for those of you that are not as familiar, he is probably, if not the most iconic, one of the most iconic Superman, Superboy artists from the Silver Age.
The most iconic. Yeah. Curt Swan is by far the most iconic Superman artist from that age. He's probably, if you talk to a lot of old school comic guys, he might be the most iconic Superman artist.
His name is just not as well recognized. And I said, maybe we talk about some of those unsung heroes of let's stick the Silver Age mostly, but we may dwell. If you want to throw some names out, we'll talk them. But, nobody talks Curt Swan in the younger generation, us even. I don't get it. Like, his original art sells, but like nobody collects his covers like they do some of the other people. Like Neil Adams has classic covers. I don't see like Curt Swan classic cover nearly as often. I don't know. I don't get why that is.
So one of the things that I talk about all this time on the show is I'm a lover of creator first. And one of the things that I did when I first started putting together my creator first list is went to look at the most iconic character artists. Like, you think Batman, and for me, it's Neil Adams. Neil Adams is the most iconic Batman artist. You throw up Infantino, you throw up Gene Colan, I think did some Batman stuff. Did he not?
Breyfogel's in there with me.
Yeah, Breyfogel's in there. But definitely Neil Adams for me is the quintessential Batman artist. So I went and found, like, that's an example. But for Curt Swan, you can find his first time he ever did Superman. I also have, I want to say it's, I'll look it up, but I went to go look for those first Superman books. And those books are sought at just because they're the first Curt Swan Superman books. Those books sell for more than his first ever published work, which I think was I want to say it's something like Something Coal. It's an army book. I'll look it up. I'll pull up my list here in a second. But it's funny how some of their most iconic, these iconic character artists, the first time they've drawn that character is worth more than the first time they've ever drawn anything published. You know what I mean? Which blows me away.
Well, and it's not, he had a huge run. I mean, he was on Superman, Superboy, all those things forever, it feels like. He is just, I don't know. Maybe it's because there's so much of it on the same character that's unappreciated. I don't know. I just don't get it. I talk about one of my local shops has, I always talk about the Neil Adams Dead Man there. They have a Superman Swan piece, and I look at that one too. But for some reason, it doesn't even resonate with me as much as it should. And I know I should want it. It's just I don't. Maybe you associate his art so much with that character that it doesn't stand out as his art anymore because the character is his art.
When was the last time you bought some OA? Z? It's been a little bit. Speaking of these older artists and stuff.
Well, I can't afford any older artist OA, let's be honest. My OA is mostly Ultraverse stuff. But because I was looking, and I mean, that stuff's always thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars from anything decent. So
here's
on my list.
So here's what I'm talking about. I created a list, as you guys can see. You can see I got just everybody that I can think of. I try to throw on there. Jim Aparo is another huge Batman creator guy that is amazing. That Brave and Bold '98 you can find a lot in dollar bins. Every time I see it, I pick it up. His first Aquaman, but that's what I'll do. Like, Jim Aparo is known for Batman and Aquaman, so I want to find not only his first work, but I want to find his first Batman art. And I want to find his first Aquaman art. Right? If we go down to let's see here, Curt Swan. Down to Curt Swan. This is kind of interesting. And then, of course, some guys just have crazy amount of cool stuff. Todd McFarlane.
List.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane. He's got a couple books where he sent letters in when he was a kid. Superman 366, he sent a letter into, and then Green Lantern 144, he sent a letter into. Of course, we all know his first work is Coyote number 11. His first Spider-Man art was Spider-Man 298. But I don't know if you guys knew, his first full story art was an All-Star Squadron. So that's a cool book to get. You can find a lot of his early shit in Spitfire and Troubleshooters, but I mean, there's always people that I'll put together this list and I'll forget to do. Let me see here. Here's the Curt Swan. So Curt Swan's first work was in Boy Commandos issue. They're in a Boy Commandos issue from 1946. I don't know which issue that is. So that's a tough book to find. But his first Superman book, that first Superman he ever did was Superman number 51. And that's another thing. Some of these guys, you want to find their first covers, right? Because Curt Swan is known for doing Superman covers. So his first Action Comics cover is Action Comics 232. And his first Superman comic cover was Superman 89. All those are cool books to find. This is the type of thing that I'm glad we're talking about some of these artists and talking about, what to key in on. Their first work and some of their first covers and stuff like that. This is the stuff that.
Can you pull up a couple of these covers while we're doing this?
Yes, of course.
You want to work on that? I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, this whole thing was just me this morning going, holy shit, why do we not talk about some of these guys? I was thinking Swan was on the brain, but then I remember Frazetta's birthday was this month too. Not that we don't talk about Frazetta because he's a god amongst men in this thing, but Swan to me is probably the most underappreciated. Some other ones on my list of just nobody modern seems to appreciate these guys. I always talk about Nick Cardy. I mean, he is the Teen Titans of the Silver Age. He is a lot of Aquaman too. Sheldon Moldoff has some pretty iconic Batman stuff himself. A lot of Hawkman, that kind of stuff. Excuse me. And Infantino is probably borderline. It's more because he's had some classic covers that stick out, but we don't appreciate him nearly as much as we do, some of these other guys. And I just don't understand why.
So this is
Gordon brought up Steranko, but he's a little more. He's appreciated. I don't know why. Maybe it's because these guys are dead and not on the con circuit doing yellow labels and all that shit. I don't know.
This is Curt Swan's very first Superman cover where he drew Superman on the cover. So that's kind of cool. That Nick Cardy, this is kind of interesting. So Nick Cardy's very first comic work is Planet Comics number 6. Let's see here if I can find this.
Well, that's a beast.
Yeah. Jesus, where is it? There we go. Yeah.
So Lucky, no foreign books this week. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
That's the first Nick Cardy comic work right there. So what a great book to get, yet alone having it be a first comic work. Very cool stuff. So another
well, I mean, this is one that we don't talk about. This has got it's one of my SS is it's got the Cardy Superman, Shazam number 1. These are iconic artists that just I think because they put out so much work, but they're not thought of as the big personalities in comics, they get overlooked.
Yeah, they do. It's because, listen, I hate to say it because, it's just another thing that we're getting older, but we're not the young kids in comics anymore. And these young kids in comics, they don't care who a lot of these golden age guys are, or even silver age guys are. It's getting to that point. I mean, the art has gotten so good that I hate to say it, sometimes you show some of these great, artists that a lot of these new artists stand on the shoulders of, and their art just isn't that good compared to some of the shit we're seeing nowadays with a lot of the digital stuff. And I get that.
Well, it's also because these guys were doing so much volume of work. I mean, everybody talks about Kirby's art was, everybody's like, well, I can't even look at it. Because he was putting out books upon books a month.
Oh yeah. And what do I forget what they called it. They called their room where they would draw in at the office with all the guys. They called it Yeah, the bullpen. They literally call it the bullpen because there's constantly guys in there. That's all they were doing was drawing nonstop.
Well, we talked about this years ago of like modern artists. Most of them just do covers. They aren't doing interior work. I'll give Trey credit for coming on. It's like Capullo, when he was doing that Batman run, was doing covers and interior. That is hard fucking work. People just don't do like that anymore. You know, you get Campbell, he does covers. Hughes does covers. I'll say never they do an interior, but very, very rare.
Yeah.
Most of these guys were the workhorses, and they're doing the covers.
Yeah, and help coming up with story, right? A lot of those guys were coming up with story. They don't get credited for it, but a lot of Jack Kirby's stories, a lot of stories that he was working on art-wise, he was help coming up with the story too. So that's the crazy part. I couldn't imagine. I mean, we all know like Kirby and Frazetta, but could you imagine? There's got to be some of those guys. Well, you just talked about it. The guy that owns the SS Tally Ho. I couldn't imagine. Like, what was somebody thinking when they got that signed by Frazetta?
Strangely enough, it was IndyCon a couple years ago. We ran into this guy. At least he tells me he was the guy. I had something on my wall, and we got chatting, and he's like, "Oh, the Frazetta SSs. I was the guy that had those private signings."
Wow.
Or maybe he said he had there were two private signings. I don't know if he had both or one. But he's like, I used to own most of those books.
Wow. That's pretty awesome.
So, I mean, it's just a guy.
Yeah.
Robert brought up Sal Buscema.
Yeah, the good one. The good Buscema.
Yeah. I mean, there's some other ones out there.
This is a great point too. JJ Maxwell brings up a lot of them were doing newspaper strips too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were working the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Brian, what's that one? Brian, what's that one that you wanted to look up? That was the first UFO or the first something in.
So this is going to sound crazy. The very first time a UFO was in comics was in a Spirit comic. I have them in that Creator First stuff. The very first time a UFO showed up was in a Spirit comic in the newspaper strips. That who's the guy that did the Spirit? I'm Space Bank. Yeah, Will Eisner was doing. He was doing comic or newspaper work, like JJ was saying. That's where all the Spirit stuff was in. It was in newspapers. And he was smart because he did it in a way where it kind of still felt like a comic. It was like an insert instead of being on like, the funnies page and it was just one thing. He put in an insert in every one, and wherever you were at, if it said the St. Louis Dispatch, it would say the St. Louis Dispatch on top, so you could get different ones from different things. So
Eisner's another one that's unappreciated. I mean, he's got his characters, but yeah, man, nobody talks about Eisner like they should. I mean, I don't know. He's appreciated. It's just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here's a good one
about him.
Doc Joe brings up John Byrne, and everybody that's a John Byrne fan talks about that Nightmare Comics number 20, which is a magazine size. A lot of these guys did magazine. A lot of their first work was in magazines, in the Nightmare magazine, or there was a couple others. But Byrne, literally, I think he sent in a pinup page, some pinup art to be in that Nightmare. He wasn't even I don't even know if he was out of his teens yet. And he sent that in. Let me find my Byrne stuff. So this is, here's the Byrne stuff, Doc Joe, for what I've got. So his first work was a self-published, I think it was self-published, and it's called ACA Comics #1 with an X. And I think that was, like he kind of put that out himself. It's kind of a tie what his first pro work is, and that's Foom Magazine #5 and Nightmare #20. And it's because he sent in that stuff as pinup articles, right? His first X-Men, everybody knows what the first John Byrne X-Men is because it was in all those old Wizards. It would say why it was worth so much is because of the first John Byrne, and that's the Marvel Team-Up number 53, that great Hulk cover. His first X-Men issue was X-Men 108. His first team-up with Claremont, which is, why wouldn't you want that? Like Byrne, Claremont, they're the they're known as one of the best team ups in all of art comics because of how the shit they did, how good they worked together. I know they didn't get along maybe very great maybe at the end, but their first team up was in Marvel Premiere number 25, which is also John Byrne's first Iron Fist art. So that's a good one to find because you double up. And it's kind of cool when these guys moved to DC. We all know about when Jack Kirby moved to DC and he started doing the Paperboy stuff with Jimmy Olsen, right? That's where he started. Yeah. Jimmy Olsen set. What was that?
132.
132. Yeah. So when John Byrne went to DC, his first work was that Untold Legend of Batman, which I think was like a 2-issue series, a little 2-issue thing that he did. So that's some cool John Byrne stuff.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. Do you think it's because they're not around?
Yes.
That I'm talking about is they didn't do the concert. I mean, even let's say the Bronze Age guys, most of them are on the con circuit. So people have them in their names. It's like, well, I'm going to get this book signed for, until a few years ago, Bernie was on the circuit. And Starlin's always on the circuit. Bryan, not as much, but I mean, a lot of these guys, Neil is constantly there. Steranko's always out there, and they're personalities. Some of these other guys are just not personalities per se. I mean, maybe they were, but they just weren't. They weren't in the digital age. They weren't on the TV. They weren't talking to us.
That's what Frazetta and Kirby were. They didn't like being out. From what I hear, I know that's for sure with Kirby. I don't know about necessarily with Frazetta. I would expect so because there's so little,
Everything I see about Frazetta makes me think he's almost Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, Hermit-esque, right?
Yes.
He was like J.D. Salinger, man. He loved drawing. He loved putting out stuff. He just didn't like being in the limelight. He didn't understand why people, flocked to him or, would put him up on a pedestal. So
there are very few modern artists that I feel like shy the limelight. And there is one that is in my town and I can't catch him. My, Patrick Zurcher, who does a lot of stuff. He's done Valiant. He's done Deadpool. He's done all kinds of stuff. He's in my town. He's my namesake.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he related to you?
Potentially, I don't know. But he's we share a last name, which is not a common last name. And I have not seen him do a con. I bought one Stan Lee book because it was a Patrick Zurcher cover that they had Lee and him sign. I'm like, I've never seen the guy. He doesn't do shows. He doesn't do anything. And he'll probably be underappreciated because he doesn't do them. He has some great covers, some great art, a lot of great Valiant art.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. So I just think it's people that don't go out in the world, they can put as much product out as you want, and people just don't talk about it.
I saw a Ditko signed. It was like a CBCS kind of like art page kind of verification thing. They said they wouldn't verify it, but the guy wanted like big bucks for it. He like little Spider-Man doodle and had Ditko's signature on it.
Yeah, because Ditko, like JJ said, Ditko was another one of those guys that he was more or less like he said, more or less a recluse.
I remember was not the fun recluse though. He was like the
don't fuck with me recluse. I don't want anybody sending me anything. You're not going to get a autograph back. I don't even think he signs his letters when people try to like send him something. And then
at the end he did a bit.
There's my I had to cover up the I made a bikini. So,
but I mean, I had a lot of things seeing at the end. Ditko did a few like letter backs right near the end, but yeah, he was the one that like was a complete recluse. Where like Frazetta was a little bit more like the Hunter S. Thompson kind of probably fun recluse, but just I want to live by myself guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
King is recluse. Yeah.
Yeah, Solo P is
better than a towel, I guess.
Solo P is a good comment. These guys had to invent these pictures from nothing, and artists these days, there's original guys invented the whole idea, and today kind of
Well, I mean, if you want to get real into it, almost all superheroes are based upon Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon was like the original kind of the space character, and if you look at it, the uniform design for him kind of became the pattern for superheroes. So everybody kind of pulled from that. And I apologize, I can't freaking think of the artist, and I suck right now. I'm annoyed. I got the book upstairs, but you know, that was where the look came from and the color of comics. I don't know.
Sheldon Mayer, does that sound right? No, Sheldon. No. Anyways, yeah.
I do have a pickups correction when we're ready to.
I'm gonna Google it while you guys
go for it,
because I'm so frustrated about myself.
So I showed these books last week, and I made a mistake on who sent them to me, so I apologize. But I'll show them again. So Project Superpowers, the Matina Virgin variant, and then that Spawn 294. Tony, he like phonetically spelled his name because I'm going to destroy it anyway. South Amavong.
Oh, he said Hamavong. Yeah, I know Tony.
So he posted these in a pickups in a group chat, and I was like, man, those are sweet. I looked at this one before. I didn't know this one existed, so I misrepresented my shout out. He sent me those, and then I really like the Spawn because I wanted to. I was on a kick for a Salmon Twitch stuff a while ago, so I posted these a while ago, but I picked up. I think this was first. And then I was patient. And I waited, and I picked up the color in a 9.8. So those are old pickups, but that's why that Spawn caught my eye because I think I might send that one in to get graded and maybe figure out a way to maybe display those books with these the Salmon Twitch older toy that I have.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's cool got toy. Plastic is yellowing and some old.
But they're black and white, right? Those are badass because they're in black and white.
Yeah. So sorry about that, Tony. I apologize. I told him to fix it.
All right, so I'm gonna fix my previously mistake. Alex Raymond was the Flash Gordon artist, which really should be credited with almost everything if you really want to get into it.
And thanks for everybody in the chat too. We're up to 24. It's good.
Yeah.
Numbers go up when I'm gone.
We appreciate you guys in the chat. That's we're loving it. If you guys have any artists that you want us that kind of fits our conversation right now of guys that maybe aren't getting enough credit, or if there's anybody out there that you guys want to know like first work stuff, throw it up there and let us know. One of the things.
Let's be honest. Swan, Cardi, Madoff, and Infantino basically were the DC Silver Age.
Yeah.
And maybe they weren't Marvel. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is Marvel was the the swagger in the room, so to speak, and DC.
I thought it was vice versa. In the Silver Age, I thought Marvel didn't get its swagger until like later in the Silver Age. Like,
I don't know, but maybe it's
it's a cool kid club, man.
History is written by the media, and Marvel kind of was the media, and DC was kind of just quiet.
Yeah, when you have Stan Lee as your hype man forever, I mean,
yeah, I don't know. It frustrates me.
Yeah, it is frustrating. It's just as frustrating as why people aren't into the Golden Age. I just don't get it. When it comes,
do me a favor, pull up Batman 156. Oops. Sean and I have talked about this book a few times. This is Sheldon Moldoff.
Yeah, one of the best covers of all time, right?
Can you pull up bigger?
Yeah.
Everybody says, Crisis on Infinite Earth, or no,
yeah, Crisis number 7.
Made 1,000 homages. To me, this is what they pulled from.
And they admit it. They admitted that it was probably in the back of their mind. Matter of fact, I want to say George Perez said he did it off another one that did it off of this one.
I mean, and this is just the colors, the work. I mean, these guys were doing some stuff, Man.
Yeah.
So they just don't get appreciated like they would. And pretty much any Hawkman you see from the Silver Age is made off Infantino with the Flash and technically Deadman, but then Neil Adams kind of took Deadman over and
the Infantino
did a great job. I'm not going to say he didn't, you know.
The Infantino stuff is interesting. I think Infantino is one of the guys that just does not get as much credit as he should. I think that we should be talking about him way more than we talk about a lot of other guys out there. And just the stuff that he was doing, like you said, he was a lot of if you talk to a lot of the guys who are like great artists, they bring up Infantino as one of the guys that made them into great artists. Let's see if I can find the Infantino stuff here.
Is he is he Showcase 4, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Like Joe was saying, everything today is too he says it's so hyper realistic. He loves the old school look, and the first thing that came to mind for some reason is the original Johnny Quest cartoon versus when they or any cartoon really when they try and redo it with CGI and they change it, and you just hard to beat the originals. Just the art styles, you can't duplicate it.
You know who don't get much love? Rob Liefeld.
Let's not even talk about this.
Hold on.
Let me get a hot take out there.
Let's talk about Liefeld for a second because, you know, funny enough, he's in my list, right?
He's a turd.
He's a turd now. He's a turd now, but this is interesting, right?
Hey, he brought up Rob Liefeld made comics what they are today. Okay, if it wasn't for Rob Liefeld, we wouldn't have modern comics. Okay,
just walk a mile in his shoes, guys.
Yeah. Wow. Was it JJ Maxwell throwing one that I didn't even think of? He just left. Irv Novak.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. I don't even know what that is, but Rob Liefeld,
Batman, you'd recognize. He's Golden Age, some Pep comics. He's got some pretty good stuff, and I never heard the name, so it's unappreciated if I haven't researched it, for love of God.
Rob Liefeld's work in some of that New Mutant stuff wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. His shit now is just terrible.
Wait, is it Megaton 5?
Yeah, his first published work was Megaton 5.
I'm thinking Megaton Explosion, not.
Yeah. That's the first Thunder. What's his team? Youngblood. So
what's really funny is like it stuff sucks now. You know why? Because he draws in his car on the way to the office. So.
Well, it's not that. You know what? I don't even care about his art. He said he's a prick.
Yes, that's.
Did you see his tweet the other day about I won't be signing these CGC cases featuring Deadpool? Well, too late.
Yep.
Probably already did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you're such a fucking douchenick about this stuff. Come on, man.
How is it? How is he going to know? Like, how would you know if you are or are not signing that? What do you like the case? He's going to sign the case itself.
At that point, you have to just refuse all CGC signatures.
Yeah. So basically, Paul, what he does is he doesn't allow a CGC witness up to his booth.
Oh,
I'm being serious. That's how you do it. Yeah. So basically, you cannot bring a CGC witness up to his booth, or he will not sign your book.
Well, no.
Now, what I would do is to go on the other side of the wall and like peek over.
Yeah, just watch from
he lets CGC. I just think he's thinking he doesn't want to do this special signature.
No, he won't. He won't have CGC. That's what it is. He won't have a CGC witness at his booth.
Not
so
like
a CGC with a telescope and just have somebody bang on a drum or a trash can every time he actually puts pen to paper.
Oh, Jesus. Maxwell, my friend, you and I are separated at birth here.
I agree on this one, man. That is
Darwin Cook.
Yes.
I had a cookbook out I was taking a picture of just because I was going to post it.
Darwin Cook was like him and Bruce Timm feel like they were born to do art in the golden age.
I had this bad boy out that I keep thinking I should sell. Nope, I like it. I fucking love it.
Yeah. What's the point in selling it now? I don't even know what those are going for.
Not enough.
Series
that
ended.
was a big Darwin.
I tell you what, if anybody can find me, I want it, and there doesn't seem to exist, and I've not found a copy. The Darwin Cook DC exclusive month that he did.
Yes.
There's a Teen Titans where they're playing as a band. I need a 9/8 candidate. I just had not seen a copy that's not nice. I pre-ordered like 5, and none of them were 9/8s. So if you're digging those dollar bins and you find one, let me know. I'll buy it.
That one, G?
Yes. That month of exclusives were just fantastic.
That's a pretty cover too.
This is another good one. I know he's not a golden age artist or a silver age artist, but Alex Ross doesn't get. He used to. When he first broke, he got a ton of love, but he doesn't get love anymore, man.
Yeah.
I like his style a lot.
He's like right on that border. He doesn't get spec love. He gets
zero spec love.
He self covers.
His most recent big hit was the Batman one, right? He did those couple Batman ones that were the homage to I think it was I don't know.
He's everywhere, it seems, man.
He had a big hit recently.
He did all the Immortal Hulks, those badass Immortal Hulks.
But I mean, flippable wise.
Flippable.
Big, I think it was.
Oh yeah, the Batman and Batman, the Capullo Batman bag edition, where there was the color of black and white, and then the drawing one, and they were super hard to find in high grade because everybody was like poking the bags, you know. What was that? 85 or something like that? 89? I don't know. Anyways, super tough to get 9.8. I think you bought one in 9.8, right, Paul?
Yes, but that's not what I'm talking about.
So just so when Z comes back, how many 9/8s you think of that band book that he put out there? How many 9/8s you think's out there?
Detective 1000. Didn't he do Detective 1000 stuff?
Yeah, he did. Detective 1000.
Those are the ones that are the high priced ones that I'm talking about.
Which one are you talking about?
Detective 1000, the Alex Ross. Was it maybe his store exclusive or website exclusive?
Yeah. His website.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Those were.
And what are you talking about, Deno?
You know, Teen Titans 5, that band book that I just showed. How many 9/8s you think are out there of that book?
Not many. If Z is saying that he can't find one.
And then there's 2 of the. It says variant cover, so 3
total. Wow.
Yep. And I mean that's the only ones that are submitted. Oh, there's 2 9/6s. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna lie. There's 5 signature series of 9/8s. It says variant cover and then regular. I don't know what the difference are. Hey,
right, just jump back. What are we talking about?
So your Darwin Cook Teen Titans. There's 1 9/8.
Yeah.
Okay. Variant cover. I don't know what the between.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. The variant cover. There's 0 9/8s for Universal and 5 signature series, and that's it.
Oh shit! There's 5 signature 9/8s.
Yep.
Where'd those pop out of?
I know. I might have a couple stashed away. You know what I'm saying? No, I
that would be one of my, not anybody else's grail, but that's like one of those books I would love.
And Brian, you were talking about Batman 47, the Harley little black book.
Yeah.
So the one to get from that series, there's the sketch. There's like the partial sketch, and then there's the full color. It looks like the full color is the.
It's super hard to get in high grade.
Yeah,
and he never put that out as a print either, did he?
I don't know, but yeah, I did buy one for a good price compared to what they're asking now.
Yeah. All right, guys, real quick, we want to talk about a couple things. Make sure you guys check out the Wolverine #1 from IG Comics Store exclusives and CBSI. There is a Virgin and Classic trade set for $59.95, a Virgin Sketch for $29.95, Virgin CGC for $9.8 for $99.95, and you can see the rest there. I believe they have them all still. I'm not 100% sure, but go check them out.
They're getting very limited, I'm told.
Yes, very limited. Okay, there we go. The other one we want to talk about, this is a new one, guys. This is, let me go ahead and do this because these are, I want to, There we go. All right. So this is the Mercy #1 cover from onestopcomicshop.com. Go check out this one. This one's new, I believe. So onestopcomicshop.com. There's a bunch of cool stuff over there.
Limited to 500. It will release 3/4, March 4th.
And how much is it, Z?
Currently $14.99.
$14.99, not bad. That's a decent price for a cool store exclusive. They got a couple other things up there on their store that are also cool, so make sure you guys go check that out.
And then I worked so hard on this that I want to show it.
Wait,
make sure you guys hit the subscribe button.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. So.
If you're watching the rerun, like and subscribe. I have one that I did, so you can tell this is my shitty graphic. But it's not working. God damn it! There it goes. So several members of the CBSI crew will be hitting the Northeast Comic-Con. So if you're in the Boston area, March 13th through 15th, come check us out. I know Topher is coming and myself. We're going to do some panels. Mike Morello's coming. A couple other guys. So come check it out. We're going to do some panels. Going to talk some cool stuff. We'll probably meet up and do some shenanigans afterwards. Steranko is the headline guest. So we've talked a little bit about his epicness somewhere here. So come out and have some fun with us. We're going to put links to all the covers we talked about, as well as this Northeast Comic-Con in the description. So check that out.
Cool.
Hell yeah. What else is going on? You guys pick up any comics to read lately?
No.
I've been really out of reading lately. I
had picked up the Doomsday Clock, and I got about 2 issues in, and I just was not enthralled.
I'll show you guys what I've been reading.
Thor is really good. Thor, I read issue 1 of Thor and part of issue 2. I think issue 3 just came out. So there's some Thor stuff that's kind of cool.
That's what I've been reading.
Get that away. That's kryptonite, dude.
I told you guys I'm waiting for 16 digest trades of Sonic the Hedgehog for me and my 7-year-old to read.
Great timing on that.
Oh, I forgot about that. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, that new Sonic movie came out, and a lot of people are saying it's actually kind of good. Who was it? Somebody just recently put up
it broke some records, right?
Yeah, I think it was Rags that put up a comment saying that it's breaking records and getting up there for the
best video game adaptation.
Yeah, is Sonic the movie truly the highest grossing movie for an arcade game? I don't even think it's arcade, but yeah.
What would it take though?
I don't know, but that was fucking hilarious and very fast.
I mean, what are we competing against? Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, World of Warcraft didn't do that good.
Yeah, it didn't. But here's what
Mario Bros was a turd. Like, what else is up there? Resident Evil would maybe be the other, but that's only because they've done 12 of those.
Yeah, it's got to be. I don't know. Look it up. Let's see here. First highest grossing.
What did Blade make?
That's a comic, not a video game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a comic podcast.
Well, we got into Sonic.
I'm just distracted in the background.
Pokemon.
Oh,
that's not a video game either, though. That's a card game.
Yeah,
no, that's a video game.
Yeah. It's a video game after a card game.
No, the card game came after.
Shut the fuck
Detective.
up.
No, Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, but that is not based on a video game.
You're right.
Before that, it was Warcraft. Warcraft got 436 million.
So what's Sonic at? Oh, maybe it's the best opening.
Yeah. No, Sonic. Let's see here. There's just not enough from recent, so I don't know about the Sonic stuff.
Tomb Raider, somebody's throwing out there.
Let me give you. I got a list on IMDb.com. I don't know how old this is.
Robert mentioned the Doom and the Rock, but that was a turd movie too at the time.
All right.
There we go.
So this is Rampage.
Sorry, dude, I just kicked you out.
You kicked me out, you son of a. So Rampage.
Rampage is a video game adaptation.
So 428,000 or 428 million, but it had a Rock in it. So I mean, Prince of Persia.
I just watched that this weekend. It wasn't bad.
336 million. I mean, this is a worldwide box office, isn't it?
Here we go. Here we go. I got pretty pictures.
Oh, do you? Oh, sorry.
So what's the Sonic thing that's posting though? What is that?
24 is Doom. 23 Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Oh God.
22 Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, and let's talk about the redesign cost was $5 million, dude.
For what?
The
For
the
Sonic?
Sonic, yeah. It wasn't
I
cheap.
understand that. It was that bad, man.
I know.
Mortal Kombat was number 21. Hitman was number 20. Number 19, Resident Evil from 2002. Number 18, Max Payne from 2008. Number 17, Resident Evil Retribution from 2012. 16, Need for Speed. 15, Pokemon the Movie, the animated from 2000. 14, Silent Hill. 13, Warcraft the Beginning. 12, Resident Evil Extinction. 11, Resident Evil Apocalypse. 10, Assassin's Creed. 9, Tomb Raider from 2018. 8, Resident Evil Afterlife from 2010. 7, Lara Croft from 2003. Ooh. 6, Mortal Kombat. Hell freaking yeah, man. That was one of the best movies when it first came out.
I better see Double Dragon on this thing.
I went and saw this when I was 15, and this is for adults, so kids, put your earphones on. We took probably like 3 or 4 grams of psilocybin mushrooms before we went to go see this movie. And I remember telling my buddy at the end, he's like, "What'd you think?" I was like, "Man, I thought it was really cool how every time you saw Shang Tsung's face, it was like moving around, like it kept switching to all the actors who were in the room." And he goes, "No, it wasn't." And I go, "Yeah, it was." And he goes, "No, it wasn't." And I believed that for like years, man, until I watched it again. So anyways, all right. Number 5, Pokemon, the first movie. Number 4, Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. Number 3, Rampage. 2, The Angry Birds movie.
Oh.
And 1, Lara Croft Tomb Raider from 2001.
So I just did some Googling to figure out what this was, and it's opening weekend. Detective Pikachu owns opening weekend. Sonic is approaching it because of this 3-day week.
What they make for their opening weekend so far?
Detective Pikachu was a little under 70. They said Sonic was approaching 70. I don't know if it hit it today or not.
Okay, interesting.
So it's just opening fast. I'm pretty sure my child forgot that it opened. Otherwise, I'd be there tonight.
And I think the list I just gave you guys was top 25 highest grossing at the U.S. box office. So that's why Warcraft was down at 14.
Oh, yeah.
Worldwide, Warcraft would probably be at number 1. So.
I mean, if you make me choose, I'm going to pick Street Fighter 2.
Oh, yeah. Another Jean-Claude Van Damme, man.
Van Damme and he played the general.
Oh, the guy who died that was in Spider-Man, right?
Raul Julia.
Thank you.
Jesus, guys, come on! I was waiting thought you guys would get it. Don't worry.
I couldn't get there. I was getting R. I'm like R.
I got the show. Don't worry. Jeez.
Thanks, Deno. Google machine us out.
I'm just gonna start throwing out names that like really don't make sense to see if you guys roll with it. Raul Julia, no, Dr. Mr. Rogers. Oh no, yeah.
That's it.
Another thing, real quick, I want to talk about is these. I found these. These are so I don't know if we talked about it, but McFarlane.
Holy shit, are we talking not cards again?
Yes, we're talking not cards.
Guys, mark this on the calendar. We're talking fucking collectibles.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you guys are tuning in for a winner.
McFarlane Toys McFarlane Toys got the license to start doing the DC Multiverse figures, which are like the DC Universe figures, I guess now. They're big. I mean, like 7 inches, I think is what this is. And it's got some weight to it, man. It's a badass figure. But anyways, so let me give you a quick rundown of my deal with these figures. So I saw they were coming out. They look badass. He's choosing from all different stuff. The 3 figures in this set that you want to be looking for, from what I'm hearing, are this figure, the Batman Hellbat, this figure, the Superman Unchained version, which is pretty badass too. You guys can kind of see this.
Yep.
Badass. And the Batman Who Laughs figure. I've been to probably 20.
Well, I understand the Batman Who Laughs. Why do I want the other two?
I think there's well, I mean, that's freaking badass, dude. Are you kidding me? Look how badass. Look how badass this toy is, dude.
Okay, I just was asking why. Why am I looking?
Oh, just because they're badass, right? But I think
And that looks like Batman Beyond had sex with Spawn.
It's like,
Bye, Paul.
Yeah, bye, Paul. And the reason that and I just switched everybody up accidentally.
Jesus.
The thing that the reason why I went to look for them is, well, I didn't look for the figures. I've been going to all these Targets the last couple weeks.
Is that where they're at?
Yeah, I found them at Targets and Walmart. So
and since I'm gonna piggyback on your Target thing, Paul, is Paul around?
He just came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about those turtle figures from Target? So those Nickelodeon, remember the ones of Bebop and Rocksteady? Are they still going?
Those were never really good flips because of the restock. The first wave was, and then the SDCC set was a good buy-in. But the relaunch, I don't think, unless you're going to hold on to them for a while, they restocked, so it wasn't a good flip.
all right, so it looks like you can. The reason that I'm talking about these is because out of all the figures, it looks like these might be the 3 figures that are worth flipping. You can probably flip them for like $30, $35 if you're lucky.
What's the buy-in?
They're $20 a piece. So, I mean, if you're there and you see them, that's the only reason I bought them. I just bought them because I was going there looking for cards, and I just happened to see them. I'm like, hey, if I'm going to be putting stuff up on eBay anyways.
Yeah, if you're already hunting for other shit, you may as well.
And like I said, I went to probably 20 different Targets in the last 2 weeks and Walmarts, and the only place I ever saw them was one. I only saw these 2 figures in one Target, and they didn't have the Batman Who Laughs. I haven't seen that one at all, but I have seen they have a Harley from animation. They have a Harley based on the Birds of Prey. They have a Jon Stewart from the animation. They have a Batman and a Superman from DC 1000 or Detective 1000 and Action 1000. They got a couple other things. So yeah, it's cool. They're cool, but I don't know if they're worth. I don't know if $20 is a lot to spend. How much were Marvel Legends back in the day? They weren't that much, were they? They're probably like $12.
Yeah, but I mean, 12, 20 inflation's not that bad. I gotta say, guys, we're fucking living to our title for once. We're talking flipping shit and collectibles. Oh my god, we're on a roll, guys.
I'm gonna throw another one out there. Have you guys paid any attention to like Kobe sneakers? I wonder if they're selling for extra because the Kobe,
I'm sure,
Kobe
dude.
cards.
The Kobe shoes, the Mamba 5 or whatever the hell they were, they sold out instantaneously.
I'm gonna throw a comment from Kent in the chat. GameStop has some new Reven Black series.
Yeah, that's a badass figure. Thank you, Kent. I will be looking for those. Darth Revan is one of the baddest characters in Star Wars that have been around. I think that's why what's it called? Number 8's a $50 or $60 book right now. What is that?
That's the Knights of the Old Republic, but the other one is the Star Wars Tales 23.
Yeah, that's the cameo, but Knights of the Old Republic number 8 is the one that everybody's going crazy for.
Look at the sales, though. Tales actually broke 100 several times, and it just wasn't on the list because people weren't talking about it.
Yeah.
It was several sales over 100.
Wow. I left $60 on the table. Apparently, I pre-ordered the turtle set, this year's SDCC NECA exclusive.
And you canceled it?
No, I didn't get the box set because GameStop's been releasing the figures individually. So I'm like, cool. So I ordered 2 of each figure, and then but they were going to ship to my house. And then everyone online, they were released Saturday. Some people had them shipped to the store. Other people went to the store and could score all the figures. But anyway, the story is that GameStop had a bag sale. You can get 20% off whatever's in the bag. So it turned out to work. It worked out to be about $30 off. and so I had 2 sets. So I lost out on $60 because I had them shipped to my house. I had no idea. So oops.
Kent just absolutely blew my mind because this is one of the coolest things ever. Let's see, who put it out there? I think it was. Let me just give the right information. So Kent basically said that they have the Revan out there, and I mean, just want to find the person who said it was the Jedi. Blew me away. It's instead of Darth Revan, it's actually Jedi Revan. Yes.
What?
Yeah, well. And it was JJ that said, I think it's actually Revan as a Jedi, which is one of the coolest things about this character. Like I said, that character is so great, but he used to be a Jedi.
What is the book or the
character, Darth Revan or Jedi Revan? His name's Revan, Revan.
But yeah, where's he a Jedi and where's he a Darth?
So he was a Jedi and he became evil. Is that I believe I'm about 90%.
So I'm just trying to figure out where the transition was or where the appearance.
It was before Knights of Old Republic.
So you're saying the Tales is Jedi Revan and
I think the Jedi stuff was a backstory thing that they put in. So all that good stuff. But
I'll tell you what, that Tales from this Star Wars Tales run is some great shit.
So is the Knights of the Old Republic, and we've been talking about, and that's what. Real quick, I want to give a shout out.
I want to go back though, just because I'm in it. My brain's going. If you go, I'm going to forget. There's one that's a Garth Ennis story where he tracks a stormtrooper.
Yep.
Was that 8 or 9? And it ends up he tells like an 8-page tale of a stormtrooper that just gets basically an indentured servant. It ends up being the first guy shot in the first Star Wars movie coming off the ship.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, holy hell, that's awesome.
We were talking about this. I forget on what show it was, but we were talking about those Dark Horse books, and somebody brought up how great Knights of the Old Republic, and I said, don't sleep on Star Wars Tales because Star Wars Tales has a lot of good short stories in every book, and sometimes you'll get one that's like long.
Boba Fett's daughter.
Yeah. They got some really cool stuff in there. I want to give a big shout out.
That's their anthology series. Like, that's their creating ground.
Yes. I want to give a big shout out to CBSI and Comic Book Invest. They've been some really cool articles lately. And the reason that we're talking about Revan so much, I believe, is because of the top 10 list and what Ben's doing, Ben S is doing with the top 10 list, and what Ben C has been putting out with these lists. He's got, he put out the Star Wars one.
It also goes back to Topher and the True First.
Well, that's exactly what I'm getting at. I mean, the people who are writing these articles, and you got Topher, who's been putting out these amazing True First lists, and then Ben has kind of gone in and collated some of these for Star Wars, Spawn, and now there's a new one for Power Ranger fans. Ben C's put out a new Power Rangers first appearance list. And for those, the reason why I'm bringing this up, guys, is because we're talking about Revan and a lot of the Star Wars stuff. And I think a big part of the reason is because of the top 10 list and seeing that Revan, that Knights of the Old Republic book, and also the list that Ben C put out recently, just like this Power Rangers list. I have had so many people contact me and say, I took that list on my phone, walked into my local comic shop, and pulled like 90% of those books. But like 5 to 10 people have told me that's what they've done. They found almost every single one of those books just by walking in, because a lot of people sleep on Star Wars books.
You know what you can do? Instead of going to Comic Book Invest, you can wait a couple days for Key Collector to steal it and pay for them to give you that list.
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
Or you can go to Comic Book Invest for free and get the list that was made first.
So
and a perfect example of how good these lists are is this Power Rangers list. So you guys can just kind of take a look here. You just go. There's so many books on this list that might end up that are great spec books.
And the reason he made this list is they're making a Power Rangers reboot of the one they recently did. Well, I like the one they recently did. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was bad, that's for sure.
I remember watching Power Rangers in the movie theater when I was a young kid. It was awesome.
I'm going to give a personal update. You assholes, I talked about The Witcher and trying to get through it 3 times. I finally got past episode 2. It's not bad.
It's great.
It just took a lot. It took a lot to get there.
Yeah. I love that chick that plays the main chick in that thing, man. She did a good job. When she was she even looked pretty decent when she was all jacked up. So, I mean, I got to give it to her. She fucking, I don't know if those eyes were real, but holy shit! And at least
you're gonna give it to her, right? I know.
I catch so much shit from the Absolute crew because I say that I'm not a fan of what's her name as Black Widow. I'm not anymore.
Scarlett Johansson.
She seems. Listen, ScarJo was fucking one of the most beautiful. She was so gorgeous. She seems leathery and beat up and burnt to me, man.
Damn.
She seems burnt to me, and I catch so much shit for it. Like, I don't know why everybody still talks about Scarlett Johansson like she's amazing. I don't think she is anymore. But anyways,
we all have memories, my friend. We all have memories.
I know.
So I'll throw out a Paul's problem real quick. So we have the Flipside email for when we do giveaways and stuff, and Deno set it up. So I'm like, cool. I want to help out. And make sure that we get people their books, and we're busy and all have jobs and things. So I'm like, I'm gonna put this on my phone as a secondary email app, so I can just, it'll be on my phone. I don't have to go on the browser and stuff. So I'm trying to sign up. I have the right sign in. I have the right password. Can't do it. And it keeps coming up as like you're on a Google family account or something. So I'm like, the only family account I have that I know of is a buddy of mine, and I share YouTube TV. We just split the cost. So I'm on his account. So I'm like, hey, just take me off your account for a little bit, trying to fix something. Try to fix it. Then I'm like, well, maybe I need to make my own family account. So I make my own family account and nothing. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So then I shut that one down, and it said, and then I call Google. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And they finally look up and said, oh, it's because this email account, this Flipside one, was set up as a child, like a kid's account. So it thinks it's a kid's account. You can't go, like, it's just part of their protection program. So, okay. But what I had done, because I left my friend's family account and started my own and then shut that one down, I can't join another family account for a full year. I got
Dr. Awesome Rice again.
I got locked out. So I had to make just and it's all resolved because it just made a generic Gmail and got back in the YouTube TV thing.
It was good.
But I was like, I talked to the woman on the phone. I'm like, really? Like, there's nothing you can do. I'm locked out for a year. It's like, it's our policy.
So when I made it because I think the IP addresses were the same. So they don't want to like people signing up for 50 million emails. It wouldn't let me do it unless it was a child. So I couldn't log in, because I could log into like 4 different accounts on Gmail, and just have them all subbed in. It wouldn't let me do it. I was like, okay, like whatever. But I mean,
I tried for days to get this thing.
No one really emails us. The last email I got was from January 25th. So
that's what I get for trying to help out. You get locked out for a year.
Don't help out. That's what I mean.
I'm not even going to tell the story because I can't. But just kids, don't join your adult parents' family account. Bad thing could be. bad thing.
I'm so glad I don't have kids.
I only
not my kids. My wife saw some stuff on her parents' account.
Oh,
nice.
They were trying to share photos, and bad.
Oh, no.
I gotta wait like by that time Gmail will be not even existent probably. So
what'd you say?
I said I have like 15 years for this for when my kid grows up. So
yeah. Oh man.
How long ago did your wife find out that stuff?
You don't want to know.
About 90 days ago when she started therapy.
Real quick, I want to shout out these awesome chat comments tonight. You guys are killing it. Chad says, I wouldn't kick Johansson out of bed unless she was better on the floor, just saying. And then Dollar Bin Fodder says, I certainly would kick ScarJo out of the sack for eating crackers. I'm not saying I would kick her out of anything. I'm just saying she's not like ScarJo from back in the day anymore.
I mean, she's getting she's still beautiful, but it's not like again. I mean, or 20 something again. I mean,
Yeah.
Guys, the cinematic universe is like 15 years old, man. What do you want?
All right. What is this eBay stealth thing? Does anybody know about this? What's this? What is that?
I don't know.
So
Like a incognito tab, but you still have to log in.
yeah, it says he's in Dollar Bin says anyone running an eBay stealth. Oh, and eBay stealth. That's a good question. I'm in eBay jails for 30 days.
so why are you in eBay jail? No, let's talk about why he's in eBay jail. Let's throw stuff out on Front Street right now.
So is he talking about a second account?
I don't know.
What does he mean? I want to know.
Man, you got when you win those auctions, you got to pay for them, man.
I will throw out there Hayley Atwell is a gorgeous actress.
Yes. It's funny, this whole thing about eBay stealth has got me to talk about one of my things I had recently happen. I've sold a dog a dog tracking collar for when you hunt dogs. So it's like just a tracking collar, and you can see them on a map.
Are you going to put it in the box that you send to Deno?
Well, that's funny. I ended up selling it on eBay, and it was weird because this dude bought it, and then he contacted me through the message system under a different account saying, "Hey, I bought this, and my sister just got sick, and I have to go to her house in a different state. Can you send it there?" And that kind of like, this is weird. So I contacted eBay, and I'm like, is there any way I can do this and still be covered, or do I just need to tell this guy to, go kick rocks? And they basically like tell him to kick rocks because he contacted you from a different account, and I didn't realize that at first. They're like, that's a first no, and then they're telling you to send it to a different address. Once you do that, you're not covered anymore.
So what you want to do is you want to cancel that and then basically have them relist it and have them say you relisted it under blah 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 blah, and then have them.
And that's exactly what I did. I contacted them. I'm like, hey, if you want this, I'm going to relist it, and you need to put in an order, and I'll wait for your offer, and I'll sell it to you because I need to send it to the address where you're with the account you're buying it from, or I can't do it at all. And luckily he did that. I also put insurance on it to cover the whole thing just in case something goes shitty, but I haven't heard anything bad yet. And that was a couple weeks ago, but that was a weird eBay thing that I had never dealt with yet. So I figured I would let some people know. All right. Dollar Bin Fodder. Here's the real reason. Because he got paid on the 1st and the 15th, and he owed $2,300 in rents due on the 1st. So I can't pay till the 15th, and I just got a shit ton of inventory. What? I don't know any of that.
I don't know either.
eBay seller fees. I don't know.
Yeah. That he could have just said it. eBay seller fees. Yeah, that would have been really easy. eBay seller fees. Because if you can't pay the eBay seller fees, they fucking throw you in eBay.
So what I used to do when I used to run on eBay is I would take a percentage of the eBay fees off the sale automatically, and then put it in like a separate account. So I'd run like 2 accounts. So like when I transfer money over, I just transfer over the money minus the fees.
So what I do, if you go to eBay, my eBay account, and they changed it a little bit, so I'm trying to do it in real time, and go to seller account under selling. You can go to make sure it's here. There's a way to do like a one-time payment. So basically what I'm saying is, I sell something to Deno, before I even take it out of my PayPal, I go to those fees and I pay eBay what I owe them right away. So those fees don't build up, and then you're stuck with however much it is every month.
Anytime I have a big month, I prepay because I know it's too tempting.
Yeah, but they moved it.
They should have an automatic box for that says we'll automatically do that.
No, they don't though. They charge you the 1st or the 15th, and
I feel sorry for you, brother. I'm so glad.
Get those taxes, brother. Get that money back. Get those taxes.
It's at the bottom of that the last page I said. It's you can make a one-time payment using PayPal or another.
I fucked it up, but the issue is tied to my bank account, and then eBay gets their money, but my wife tears a hole in my ass for eBay jumping into our money. So
yeah. I gotta bail though, guys. Sorry, I made the mistake of giving my daughter dessert, and she's still awake and has school tomorrow. So,
All right, brother. We're getting ready to
end it already.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us tonight. The live chat was awesome, and we're gonna try and do a little bit more to get you guys involved. And if you guys have any comments or anything you guys want to see on the show, hit us up. Make a comment on the YouTube. Let us know. Other than that, you guys got anything else to say?
I think we're good.
Good night. Like and subscribe.
Later, guys.
See you.